border. It can be continuous. We can get all of our little echoes in here, and I'm going to show you how to do that, get our cross hatching, and then our feathers. Now, if you don't run out of bobbin thread or you don't have a thread break, this can be done pretty easily. So I want to show you. So I'm using a ruler with a 45-degree angle on it. Let's see, there we go. So that's what helps. And another thing that helps is this seam right here is a 45-degree angle. So if you have a border that is all one color, one fabric, then you can put your 45-degree angle on your seam line right here, and you can create a 45-degree angle to start this method. What we're going to be doing is just making triangles on the border first. So I already did this, the purple side, so now I would start right here in the corner, and I've done a little bit of this just to save some time. So then I'm going to turn my ruler around this way, and then I stitch. When I get down here, I turn it around this way, then I stitch. And I do that all the way across, just turning my ruler, making sure that as I turn my ruler, that this end of it is not resting on my pins right here where the backing is connected to the leader. So that's one thing you just want to make sure of. So went ahead and I did this much of it, and now I'm going to stitch here. Now this one isn't continuous because I stopped it so that I could show you a little bit first. And actually it's done in two parts because we start in the middle stitch. Okay, so at this point, none of the corners have turned out the same. So I don't look for that to happen usually. All right, so now I want to echo this all the way back. So I'm just going to line up my half-inch line on my ruler and echo back, traveling off the edge, my half-inch. I'm guesstimating my distance here and stitch. I'm lining up my half-inch. And if we don't make it, we just stitch a couple of stitches until we get our half-inch there and stitch. Take your time with this. As I always say, take your time, don't rush. All right, my thread just broke. So give me a minute. Let me get that fixed and taken care of. It happens. Now, when that happens with cross hatching, what I like to do is I like to take out these stitches here that I just did. I don't like to have an overlap in my echo. So I'm just going to take out these stitches. Okay, we can move right along here. There we go. It's coming out. I'm going to go all the way to this point right here. Maybe a couple of stitches out, and this is where I do my overlap, right here. Well, I got to be able to grab that bobbin thread. There it is. Lock in my stitches there. And now let's go ahead and continue to echo this. When I'm echoing, I'm not worried about lining up my 45 on the seam line. I'm more worried about lining it up with the triangle stitch. And then I'll come down here and create that. Now I see a little fullness here, so I'm just going to release some of these basting stitches and let some of that fullness out. There we go. That looks better. All right, and now I'm going to do my cross hatching. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to slide on over a little bit. I'm going to see if this is going to be any better. Okay, so I'm going to slide on over, and I'm lining my 1/2 inch mark up with this line here, and I'm going to stitch to here. Now, I don't want to stitch my crosshatch to this one here, just this one. So I'm going to cover that one up. That's the one that I don't want to do. So hang on just 1 second. I want to, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's turn that out. All right, so now I'm going to 1/2 inch crosshatch. Travel down that stitch line, keeping my ruler off of those pins in the back. Okay. Now I'm going to go this way, so I'll turn my ruler this way and do my 1/2 inch crosshatch this way. All right, so we've got this crosshatch done. Now, without cutting my thread, I'm just going to travel down to this area here. And this is where we're going to do our next one. This can be pretty boring, but I got to tell you that the end result is just stunning. Turning my ruler around and stitch. Now this is all real time. move that tape over here. Masking tape is, I use it a lot for a lot of things. Things like this. I also use it to take lint off of a quilt, or if I've taken out stitches and you have those little tails around. I use masking tape for a lot of things. So I'm going to put my masking tape there, and I will put one right here. All right, let's see, let's do another one. Okay, so just traveling along, just putting in that crosshatch. The tape can be annoying sometimes, but I'd rather put up with the tape annoyance than having to take out stitches. All right, we're going to turn this around, and now we're going to go to this line here. All right, I've got 3 finished. I'm going to skip these just to show you how this works, but you can go ahead in something like this, and we can do our crosshatch in this one. Then we would do it in this one. This one, and then this one here. So I'm going to just finish this one right here. Let me get my tape. Right here. This is the last one. I just don't want to bore you with all that cross-hatching. Okay, now let's see here. Now this is where I would actually line up my line here. So we're going to go to this one here, and I need to come back a little bit and do this area right here. I can get that out of the way. All right, so to make this continuous, what I'm going to do now is this is our main, this one here is our main triangle. This is an echo for a cross hatching. I want to make an echo for my feathers. So I'm going to travel down. I'm going to stitch in my ditch right here until I get a 1/2 inch from, and I'm going to change rulers at this point so that I don't hit the pins. Okay, so back up, and I feel like there we go. Almost to a 1/2 inch there. And let me get rid of that tape. And I'm going to line this up. Okay. So whenever you're using rulers, always make sure that you have your ruler base on. Mine is on here, so over here I don't have ruler base, so it kind of sinks down a little bit, the quilt, when I press on it. So make sure you always have your ruler base on when you're using rulers. Lining this up. Travel in the ditch. Okay, travel in the ditch again. We only have 2 more of these to do, and then we'll get to the feathers. So here we go. This is part of the design. All right, last one. And here we go. All right, we're ready to do the feathers now. So now what we'll do is we're not going to cut our thread. We're going to keep going, and we're going to go back towards the edge over there, and we're going to do our feathers. Now this feather here, this is where I started the feather, and I have the plumes going this way. On this end, I want the plumes to go opposite of this. So to do that, it's very simple. You just go the opposite direction. So I'm just going to try to go up even with this one. It doesn't have to be. You can guesstimate it. It's not perfect. That's okay. And you just keep these feathers going. Backtracking very slow, making sure I'm staying on top of the stitches. And we're going to travel back down. And now we'll start this one here. Reaching out, we're filling in the space is what we're doing. And travel again. And so you'll just keep traveling, putting in those feathers. And so this whole thing can be completely continuous without cutting your thread, with the hopes that your bobbin doesn't run out or your thread doesn't break. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you did, please like and subscribe so that you'll get notice of the next video. And I do have a website, jackiesmachinequilting.com. Also, check it out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you try this technique.